So that's yeah, a little overview of the user perspective, like what a member is going to be doing with the system, right from when they log in to getting to where they need to go to signing up to a class or what have you. And now we're back at our club profile. We'll take a look at the admin page where a lot of the features we just looked at are configured, and then there's some additional ones as well. We only have 2 different options, a club admin or club staff at the moment. Now, we do plan on making that more granular because we've actually just rolled out that functionality at the governing body level. It won't be live for you yet, Tiernan, because it's literally gone out in the last few days on just one only for testing. So you can basically customize exactly what a person with admin privileges can get access to, and then they just see blank spots for the rest. At the club level, it is at the moment only at full admin, where you see this whole page that we're going to look at right now. I'll just click on it. So you'd see everything on here and have access to everything. Or club staff is a really limited view. And right now, as club staff member, you don't have access to setting up a class. So the short answer is that will change. If your admin comes back to you and says, yeah, we're not prepared to give you admin privileges because you have access to too much sensitive information or whatever it may be, on our roadmap, and like I say, it's just been rolled out on the first profile, is that they will be able to do that. They'll be able to allow you to certain areas like competition only or events and classes and member management only, that sort of thing. So not right now, but so this is our club admin page. It's broken up into sections, and because there's so much, and some of these sections alone, like tournaments, for example, once you get into them, they come with their own admin panel that also takes time to run through all the functionality. So there's just not enough time to do it tonight. So we're going to continue to focus on the member themselves, which is mainly this first box, membership. We'll also be touching on payments and then settings. But for now, the bookings and the website, we're going to do in another one because there's a lot there. And then the performance, there's a lot in that one. So that'll be the third webinar. So yeah, the sections are there to make it easier to navigate, but we won't be addressing all the functionality on this page tonight. We're just going to be looking at the member management side of things. Before I do that, I'll show you one more thing from the member perspective, because we're going to go into the details of it now. And that is actually what the sign-up portal looks like for joining a club. So because I'm a member already and I'm within the 30-day window, I can renew currently. If I was a brand new user, so say just gone to the platform sportyhq.com, create accounts, and ended up on your club profile, like I found you in the search, this green button would just say join today. It's the exact same portal, exact same steps that you go through. It's just what the green button says and whether you have a countdown next to your name to prompt you to deal with your upcoming renewal. All right, let's take a look at the steps. So first step, introductory message. Obviously, you can customize it. After that, it's personal details. Most of these are defaults, system defaults it's asked for, name, email address, date of birth, address, contact number, that sort of thing. These are custom data fields, which we will talk about in a bit, but we can ignore for now. And then we've got an emergency contact. Again, the emergency contact details can be updated at any time by a user. They just come up here and go edit my profile. But the first step is basically all the information, all the data fields that you want to collect about the member or the potential member before they join. Okay. Step 2 is where you're going to pick the membership plan that you want, and also if you want to ask them additional questions. So the defaults that you saw on that previous page and a couple of the organization ones which we're ignoring, this second page is, like I said, the plans, and then you can set up any additional questions that you want, which would be added to their profile. So when you're looking at their data or exporting it for analysis or looking at the reporting, anything like that, you can collect more information than you just saw on that first page. When it comes to membership plans, and this will be a little bit clearer when we go into the club admin side of it and take a look at setting up a plan, but we essentially have 2 options, individual and family. Only difference being that when you sign up for a family plan, you have the option of adding in other family members and making one payment that will update everybody's record. When it comes to the billing options, there are again two. We've got recurring and fixed. Recurring is what most will use just for makes for better retention or easier retention of memberships. The fixed, obviously, you would set it, but there's some clubs on the system that will have a set expiry, let's say at the end of the summer, all 100 members expire on that day, and then it's a case of having to get them to go back through the system to renew. Obviously, that's harder to do than just have a credit card auto-build. But those are the two plan types, fixed and recurring. And then the categories are individual and group plans. The second part, like I said already, is using this club feature called custom data fields. It allows you to ask additional questions. And depending on the answer to that question, you can then have a sub-question pop up. So basically, like I said, any information that you want to collect, you can. You don't have to rely on just the standard fields that you see in some systems and on our first page. A couple that we've just added, well, I just added earlier as an example. Do you have allergies, I guess, would be the question. Yes and no. And you can see again that example there, because I selected no, it's now not asking me to provide more information about my allergies. And then referrer name, I added that one just so you can see the difference between a required field and a non-required, just that little red star. And I would not be able to progress to this next step without filling out any of the requireds. I'll just pick one of these plans. So adult, we've called it, full privileges, and it's the annual option. And you can see the price is obviously fully customizable. They're actually set in pounds right now, but that could be euros. And I'll talk a little bit more about how the payment side of work things in just a second. Additional items to purchase. So apart from the membership plans, you can also ask for additional things. Just as an example here, I created a donation with a £100 limit. So I'll put in the £100 and that will let me go through. You can add any comments you want to your registration that would obviously get back to the admins. Terms and condition blocks are customized by the admin in the back end, in which you can make them obviously accept. And then finally continue. So this is the payment section. The reason why we have the plans separated from the additional items is so that they're itemized properly. And so you can tell what they're actually paying for when you look at the transaction breakdown. But we've got two options here: credit card, where you put in the credit card number and hit continue to pay, or you can bypass payment as an admin. Maybe they paid you directly at the club, something like that, but you still want to go through just so or you're going through with them so that they tick all the right boxes, check their information, etc. I will just before I talk about the payment options, this is something that is coming. You're going to see another option, and it will be paid by direct debit. The main reason why we're adding that, and it's a company called Go Cardless, is because the fees are a lot lower. They're closer to 1. For our credit cards, we use Stripe. If you're not familiar with Stripe, they're one of the biggest payment providers worldwide, operate in most countries. It allows us to support the most possible number of new clients when they come to us in different countries. So that's part of the reason why we integrated with them. But they are well known as one of the big guys. There's no markup on the fees from our perspective. So whatever's charged Stripe, so let's say it's €100, their fees, which are approximately 3%. I say approximately because they show you on their website, but there's two pieces to the fee. It's a set amount, might be like 20 cents or whatever, and then there's a percentage as well, and it also varies on whether the card's international or not. So fully transparent, like I said, the euro fees are on Stripe's website, and that will be exactly what you see get taken out. So there's nothing, we're not taking any sort of percentage or anything like that. Again, this is just a testing stage, so it's not live yet, so you can't use the second one. But to use Stripe, just put your credit card in, continue, and it does the payment. How it works on the back end for the club admin, and I'll show you the link right now, just so you need to get back to my normal website. Have the normal version. Okay, so when we come down here to payments, now that we've looked at the sign up portal, payout settings is where a club admin would come and enter the club's bank account details. What we're doing at that point is we essentially take them and pass them onto Stripe for you. and Stripe will set up an account that then all the funds at the club level, so this could be core bookings or event, like we took a look at events or classes, it could be tournaments or any element of the club, the funds just get collected into that Stripe account, and then we trigger a release of the funds once a week, typically on a Monday. There's then a payout breakdown generated in the interface, which you can look at under transactions. But that's basically the payment side of things. Right now, it's Stripe as an option. We create an account on your behalf. We pass on their fees with no markup, and you get your funds released on a weekly basis, whatever's in that account. Don't know if there's any questions on that one, but it's usually one of the topics that gets more questions. So if there are any, feel free to blurt them out. But otherwise, I'll go take a look at plans here. Yeah, so like I said, when you create a plan, there's essentially 2 categories and 2 options. These are the plans that exist right now at the club. They're not all active, so you can have older plans, just for sort of record or history, but these will become and create them anyway. So maybe you create a new plan, but it's not ready to go live yet. It doesn't automatically get added. You have to do that. Similar to an event or anything we've looked at, name, category, types we just talked about. The only difference again is that a family plan, it just said this is the additional question, up to how many people, and then there's no fields in that sign up portal. Individual one's easier, so I left as individual. And again, fixed is just a certain amount, and when does it expire? It's up to you if you want to deal with taxes. And then the recurring billing is the more popular one, like I said before, because it's just automatically hits the cards every day. I'm not sure if you can see my options. Sometimes you can't, but the options in this drop down here are just day, week, month, year. So you can set it up, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever options you want to give them. So on that sign up portal, when we went through it, you could have any number of plans there. Some clubs give them all sorts of different options. Obviously, it could be as simple as just whatever one you want to provide them, and then that's it. Number of payments, again, would typically be set to 0, which just means it goes on indefinitely until it's been cancelled. But you could do recurring billing for a year or for 2 years, which might make more people more likely to sign up to recurring billing. Some people have issues with it because they know that it's, sometimes they're forgetful to cancel, and you can end up paying one or whatever it may be. There's also a trial option you can enable. You can charge them for the trial if you want. Some clubs do. Otherwise, it's just a period of time before the actual billing kicks in. Upgrade options are possible. I don't know of too many clubs that have an upgrade option, but yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like if you have a membership and you want to get to another one, you pay the difference. That's kind of the details of the upgrade. So I can choose here when I'm creating this new plan or the other plans if I want to make them upgrade available. You might have like a student one, and then you want to make them upgrade, or they have to upgrade, let's say when they're 18 or no longer considered an adult, whatever it might be. So there might be an option for you to use the upgrades. Typically not at the club level. Assigning a club membership is obviously an important part, because that's what basically makes them a member of the club. They get 2 things when they purchase a plan. They get a membership type and they get expiry date. Of course, the expiry date is how long they paid for, and that's tracking down to when they're going to have to pay next. The membership type is what gives them access to all the different elements of the club. So that's seeing those, links on the club profile, like membership directory and classes and courses and all those. You can treat them differently for bookings. You can treat them differently for all sorts of different, club activities. And this is how you generate. We'll take a look at this page in a second, but you can have as many as you like. So there's no limit to them. So the club can be as complex as it likes when it comes to membership types. But yeah, that's up to the club. Syndication settings, we probably don't have to worry about a couple of these features, because they've already taken care of for affiliated clubs in Ireland, that you'll sync certain information to your provincial governing body, and then the national governing body too. But you could as a regular club, I guess, and a different option, just so you understand what it means, is that it would also show, you would tie your plan to theirs. So let's say they're going through to join the club, you can make them join another organization, make them join another organization or another club at the same time. So when they're going through that sign-up portal, it's going to ask them to buy 2 different plans. I won't try and complicate things with talking about things that aren't too necessary for you guys there. New welcome member email and the existing member renewal email. So you can customize an automated email that as soon as they join the club, as soon as they finish that sign-up portal, the email gets sent out. You can tailor it differently if that green button, like I said, it either says join today or it says renew. So join today for the brand new members, and this is the message they will get. Copy and paste it down here if you want. Otherwise, you can type in a different member thanking them for renewing. That's why the options are there. Okay, so they're the plans, and then how you actually customize the sign-up portal and all those steps that we went through is this page, the sign-up page, member renewal. So who can access it? Do the admins want to get an automatic notification as soon as somebody signs up, just getting an email, the person's name and membership details? The introductory text, right? We saw that on very step 1 where the personal details check was the first thing they see. So you can have a general club welcome message. What plans? So like I said just a second ago, you can have lots of different plans on that page, but you choose on this page which ones actually show up during sign up. The additional items to show, I only had donate selected. That's why that was the one that popped up asking me to donate with a minimum of 100. And then these are the custom data fields, which we'll take a look at in a second here. Obviously, I only did allergies and refer a name for the sign-up just to make it nice and easy. But you do have that flexibility to ask certain memberships, certain plans, I guess, rather, certain questions and then ignore it for others, right? So if you need to ask juniors something specific that wouldn't apply to adults, any sort of flexibility you can imagine, you can do it here. So by default, it just does them both. But if I just wanted, say, allergies to show up for this particular plan, but not refer a name, I could. So you get that flexibility. And then finally, the terms and conditions block. You can have multiple blocks if you need to. But yeah, standard for a club would just be to have one, and we just got some basic terms and conditions in here. And then you can even change the text of which they tick the box saying, I acknowledge, or depending on whatever you want there. So this is, like I said, we've set up the plans. Now we've sort of customized that sign-up portal and what happens when somebody does actually go through registration. And then the final thing is the membership type that they get. So we just talked about that as well. You can have as many as you want. You've seen these membership types on a few drop downs already when setting up the class. I'll go into just one of these here quickly just to show you the additional options. There are more bookings involved, so we'll probably leave them for explanation for when we cover bookings. The only one here that's probably relevant right now is just to be able to exclude them from the members directory. Again, that happens by default for the kids, where they'll be hidden under not adults. But for certain membership types, if you can think of a reason that you might want at your club, you can exclude them from the member directory that we were looking at. The rest is to do with treating them differently in bookings, which we'll look at separately. Okay, we'll head back to, so we kind of looked at the sign up now, right? So we've got a new user, their experience with the platform, them signing up to the club, how you customize that sign up portal. Now we'll just go back to this membership section, and we'll just look at some of the more general ways of managing your members. So that's adding, editing information, viewing and exporting information, removing them, that sort of stuff. So that's basically what this first section covers. The add new member, it should be pretty easy if you're adding someone manually, but I'll show you because just to explain. So all we do is ask for initially is first name, last name, and hopefully email address if you get it. All we're trying to do is narrow down whether they already exist in the system, whether they already have a profile. If you're transitioning as a new club, you're probably going to bulk import your members from CSV, which is a tool we have that you'll see in a second. But if you're just adding someone manually, this is the process you go through. And of course, if you can't find them, because it will come up with some search options for you, you can just come down here to say, no, they aren't already in the system. And then the page changes to basically that personal details section of step 1 of the sign up, where they do it. So it's, all your system defaults, gender, date of birth, what sports they're going to play. If you put their email address in, you can choose to send them an activation email as well by default. The rest of it's just, like I said, the defaults that we've seen and the custom data that we asked for. So basically adding the member manually, it just starts with a search. The search is there because we're trying to reduce the number of duplicate profiles, which will confuse admins and it will confuse members potentially. Now, final point on that, we do have automatic rules in place in the system that will detect duplicates and automatically merge them if all the personal information matches, like email, date of birth, first name, last name. But if the system doesn't have the information that's in one of the profiles to be sure that they are the same person, it won't merge them automatically. So it will let you go back to sportyhq.com. I can't remember my username, password reset doesn't work. I'll just create a new account. Okay, well, now maybe the information is different. Maybe as simple as like Joe and Joseph or any of the different variations of names you can have. So duplicates do happen. We do have a tool just down here while we're talking about it, merge profile duplicates. So if you are in the case that you've done everything you can, but you've ended up with 2 Joe Smiths or whatever in the platform, you can correct it yourself. You just get to the admin page, merge profile duplicates, and it's just as simple as putting in their profile address of both of them and then hit continue to merge. So you can take care of it if the system doesn't, but the search is there to hopefully prevent you from doing so. Search members, there's a number of search fields here that you can use. If I wanted to use name, that's not gonna bring up many results. Another email address. The more popular ones on here, probably membership type. You can section them out by sports too. Membership expiry is also another one. Let's say it was a fixed membership you had at the club where everybody, well, there's different types of the year, but people are always expiring. You might want to come here and use one of these filters to find out everyone that's going to expire in the next 60 days. And maybe you want to send them a custom email saying, hey, your renewal's coming up. What this page does, so if I don't use any of these filters and I just hit search, it's going to return a list of all my members. If I do, obviously I'm going to get a smaller group, but either way, I can still click this button here, email these people. So it's the search filters are basically to get to the group that you want, and then you can contact them from this page. You can also do other things as well, like once you've identified the group or everybody, you can see on this page we've got some basic information about these types of users. The red spots here, it actually pops up a little message if I can get it to. Why is that not working? Either way, this shows whether they've activated or not. And the green marks here show whether they're an active member or not. You can also send any of these directly in emails, you can see. Oh, sorry, I think it's just somebody joining or leaving. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so, you can filter by, you can change the filtering of the columns if you want. This is, again, pretty basic. These are all dummy player profiles, so they don't have much activity or they haven't done much on the platform, but they could possibly have a membership ID, as you can see down here. This is me, the one that we're using today, and the expiry date. Action, this is here to edit them, remove them from the facility, and you can also deal with individual issues like they didn't receive their activation email. So let's say you didn't have their email address when you added them, did that manual add, or put the wrong one in, or they just didn't get it. You can actually get the link yourself and send it to them, and reply to a message, or you can get the system to resend it if you've corrected their email address or what have you. So there's a few things you can do on this page, but one of the main ones is identifying a group of members of the club and then doing a bulk email to them. The member check-in feature, it's not widely used anymore purely because we've switched to integrating with third parties that do door access, and they have a variety of different options. This is one of the early features that we built. It's tied into our booking app, again, which we cover differently, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you have a QR code in there. So if you have a QR reader at the club, you can open up the app on your phone, put the QR code in, and then you can get a report of who's checking in and out every day at your club. So it's possible to do it, but if you're looking for more flexible options, we do have integrations now with third parties, or can integrate with third parties that can give you all sorts of different access systems that are more up to date. The send mass email, it's similar to the search page that we just saw, by not using any of the filters and then just hitting email all these people. That's just going to go to everybody. But again, this is before that we added that functionality, so we've left it anyway. You can still do by member type, and then you can compose the email. You can create email templates. So this is one that's been created at this club. You can have as many different ones as you like that would be in this dropdown. But yeah, put the subject in. You can upload an attachment if you want. You can style the wording however you like, and then send a message. There's a mail log. So once you've done that, I know sometimes you can just message the system, and then you wonder if people got it or what happened. So the email log here, you can identify individuals. So let's say somebody's come at you and had an issue, or they're not getting emails of whatever reason it is. You can come here and see what's happened to the ones going to them by typing in individual recipient. Otherwise, it's going to give you a log by time. And you can see whether it's been sent and it doesn't have the information yet that's been delivered. That's for a different reason, it's my privacy. And then, yeah, obviously delivered, bounced, it might say. Any of the issues that we get back from the mail log application that we use. So it's mostly for dealing with people that have questions about email. Now that could also be down to the email preferences they have in their profile, but it's just another option that you can come check out. So we've already looked at, I'm just going to run through the next few of these real quick, but we've already looked at exactly what they look like in the system, right? The calendar of events that you can add new events to, classes. We've already looked at, the different functionality that we have, the documents and the photo gallery. Again, you just go and create a folder. It looks identical basically to the member version side, so we've kind of already looked at them. Forms, you can create custom forms, and then you get a link that you can give to people or advertise. And once they fill out the form, you get notified, and you can come back here and see the answers to the form. To be honest, the main usage of the forms feature previously was for people to create a membership form to replicate their current membership form at the time. This was some years ago. That's now largely been replaced with our sign-up portal, because the goal behind Sporty was to reduce the load, the amount of time that admins spend dealing with this side of things, and having the member do it themselves. The sign-up portal is attached to lots of different elements in the platform, and you'll see it if you join in other weeks, but it's always the same. It's always tied into a payment system. You can always collect what information you want. People can, for an event, they can withdraw themselves and get a refund automatically. It's maybe sounds somewhat standard now, but 10 years ago when we were building out the platform, this was a feature that people wanted. So it's not in use so much anymore, but if you do want to create a custom form, maybe it's not related to membership, maybe it's related to something else, medical form or whatever it might be, you can still create the forms, get a link that you can give to everyone, and then come back and see replies. Again, the documents and photos we've looked at, automated birthday greetings, self-explanatory, just sends an email that you can customize, like maybe drop by the bar for a free drink on your birthday. That will automatically, obviously going by the date of birth that you've got in the system for everyone, automatically send everyone a message. And then finally here, a couple of things. One is onboarding. So let's say if you were a new club coming to us, there are two things that you do. Ideally, you would come to us from an existing platform or have somebody transpose the information onto a spreadsheet, because you have import members from CSV. That means on one page, you can just upload a CSV, tell the system what the columns are, and then it automatically creates a profile for every single member with all that information in their row. The second thing you do after import members from CSV is send activation emails. So these merge fields, so if you want to say hi, their actual first name rather than, just hi member, you can add these in. But the main one, obviously, that has to be in there is activation link. That will send everybody an individual activation link. You can also on this page see who has and hasn't activated yet. So you can kind of track the uptake at the club once you've done that first activation. Obviously, you can resend if you want to try and collect the people that haven't yet to. So those are the 2 steps. Once you've configured your club and when you're ready for your members to join, those are the 2 typical features that you use: import from CSV and then send activation emails. The check-in report, again, it will just show people from the member check-in if you're using it. So I'll leave that now. And then membership stats. Now, from the list of all members that we looked at above, there's an export members feature that you'll see every time you go there. It's one of the most common pages, and we'll do it quickly because we missed it. That would get you a CSV of all the data about all your members. So basically, if you were transitioning onto Sporty and we're looking at that import from CSV, that's what you get from another system. And you can do the same from our system. You can take all your data out and move on if you want to. This is just some visual information about the membership base or your member database at the club. So you can see it by age category, by membership type, by city. So we are looking to flesh this out. It's on our roadmap. So when you come back here, at some point, you may see more information and more graphs, or you should expect to. But basically, it's this at the moment, or you can go into do that export from CSV and get all your information out, which is the list of members here. We've already seen this screen again with the action buttons and everything, but it's just this button, export members. So if you do, one other thing I mentioned about export members is that if you want to make bulk changes to your member database, for whatever reason that be, maybe you want to change the membership system of the club and you're going to change everyone to having expire at the end of the year, you probably don't want to go through and do that, go edit for every single one. You could export the members on a spreadsheet and just change all the dates in the column, copy and paste to the expiry that you want, and then use the import from CSV tool again. All that would do is update the difference on any of your existing records. So basically, it would just update everybody's expiry, but not do anything else. So that's the other, I guess, time that it's used. Apart from you were just trying to take your data out for analytics, perhaps. Yeah, whatever it may be. So I know that's 8. We have pretty much covered everything. I'll mention one more here, because this is valid for Ireland. Tiernan, I'm not sure how you do this, but just in case you click on it, or if whoever's doing it, who is mandated to do it, member bulk renewal basically means you're on one page, and this is obviously going to show your province and then Squash Island for you guys. But you can go through here and update every single member in one page at one time for all 3 separate entities if you wanted to. Just another feature we installed that's popular. Again, so yeah, we're at an hour. We're leaving bookings and the website build and the performance, and we talked about the payments. So it's probably time to maybe, if there's any questions from anyone left that perhaps I haven't addressed or missed. I've been jumping around a lot, so I apologize for that, but I was just trying to get it all in. This is probably the busier week in terms of functionality, or time it will take me to get through it. But yeah, it should be a pretty good overview of member perspective, club profile, and then a lot of the member management features that we have on the admin side of things.
Perfect. Thanks a million, Luke. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask now. And if not, you can send me an email or drop Luke an email. I'll send across his email to you guys in the email function. So thanks, Luke.
Yeah, we're both available for support. So if you can't think of anything right now, and that's fully understandable, yeah, if anything comes by, just let us know.